Welcome to my neighborhood, man. Now this is the game we're looking for. Are you ready, man?
Yes.
Alright. So let's just go ahead and throw all of our coins that we have. Ready, buddy?
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
Hang on, April.
Man, this... Remember when we were talking about the Simpsons game? Oh my goodness, I don't know what I ate. We talked about the fact that it was considered one of the best cartoon-based video games. Well, when we played that, I mentioned that I didn't thought so. This is what I think the best cartoon-based video game is right here.
This one's actually. Look at the graphics.
Yeah, I mean, this is old, man, and I mean, this is our second time playing it. We did an epic fail on the first playthrough, so now you had a chance to play it, and before I give the stats and all the cool things about this game, I wanna really hear what you think about this game, man.
To me, like graphics and controls are amazing for just an arcade machine, back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, for its time, I mean, the simplicity of it. I mean, on the arcades, it was just two buttons. I mean, one to jump and one to hit. Arcade games were made so that you can have fun, because if you were having fun, you will keep throwing your coins in it every time you die. If it was gonna be frustrating, then nobody will spend his money on it. So definitely simple, like you were talking about the controls, and definitely fun. So we'll get to the interesting facts of it here in a minute once we get who's this guy? Rocksteady. Oh man. Alright, you get him. I'll make sure April is alright. Alright.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. I noticed that depending on how many characters you have on screen, they will become tougher. So if you have 4 characters on the screen at the same time, I mean, you better hope that every character knows what he's doing, or else the first time that we played this, we were just testing it, and basically what happened, it was just Moment and I, and we had 2 other dead bodies pretty much playing with us, and it was really tough because they load the screen accordingly to how many players you got, so it was really hard. There you go. So this game came out. Now you have to bear with me because I'm trying to play and pick my brain. This game came out in 1989. You know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and in Europe, this is actually called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. The word ninja got removed from the title because they figured that ninja was somehow linked to violence. So they didn't want to promote violence. So Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles is how it's called in, or at least the video game was called in Europe, in the UK. It came out 2 years after the original cartoon, which came out in '87, and the cartoons were so popular, man, that this game came out. This game and the movie, excuse me, came out in the middle of the whole Ninja Turtle mania. Everybody was, especially after the movie. When the movie came out, they did an excellent job. So not like the trash that, you know, I'm sorry bro, for the ones that you grew up with. I actually grew up with the Jim Henson, with the electronics and everything.
That was cool.
The one with the actual suits, not the one with the CGI. So those to me are the better. It's worth mentioning, you know, there's a billboard here that is gonna fall down. This right here. So like I said, this game came out in the middle of Turtle Mania, so everybody was trying to get this game. So this game also came out for the Nintendo, and the billboard that fell over, I don't know if it was so much sponsored by, but Pizza Hut had a deal with the Ninja Turtles, so they had Pizza Hut everywhere, and one of those billboards that fell had Pizza Hut. In fact, in the Ninja Turtles game, I think there's 2 billboards that fall instead of just one, because it was ported on Nintendo, which it was like a lesser system. The arcades always had the better graphics. So think of it as, you know how right now they have like the PC games and the Xbox, PS4 or whatever, and PS claims to, or PC, I'm sorry, PC claims to have the better graphics. So it was the same thing back then. So these were computers and they had the better graphics. So Nintendo had the lesser ones. So the way that they cope with that was they added 2 levels, I believe. One was in Japan and one was like in the snow, and they created 2 original characters. I think the one of the writers from the original comics actually made them just for the NES. Also, the levels were extended, so instead of lasting, you know, like the 2 minutes that we've been playing per level, they were lasting like probably like 10. So they were a lot longer. So this sewer level, you know, in order for you to understand, I don't know if you've seen these old cartoons like Tom and Jerry. That's one that comes to mind. And when Tom and Jerry are like chasing each other, I don't know if you see that the background is still the same. It's just like spinning, and you see the same table crossing by, and it just keeps passing, and it's the same table, and it's the same background pretty much over and over and over and over and over again. So this is how basically the Nintendo was. So the sewers was just like a long repeating everything just to make it longer, because people were actually purchasing the game. They weren't just spending 25 cents in it, you know, because you couldn't buy an arcade back then. You know what I'm saying? So you had people actually were buying the game. So in order to compensate that, they made the levels a lot longer than the originals were. So the boss battles lasted a lot longer. I think that if we played the NES, I think we can probably beat it in about 40 minutes, where this we can actually beat it in 20. So they almost doubled the length. See, we're already to the end of the level. The other one, no way, it was super long. It was super long, but whatever. Like I said, these weren't games that were meant for you to be gone forever, because these you couldn't play on your couch. People were standing up playing them in a store or whatever. So it was meant for you to quick play it, and move on. They had 2 versions of the arcade. They had the 2-player version, so there were only 2 joysticks, and they also had the deluxe version, which because the stores had to buy the machine, so they had the deluxe version, which was the 4-player, which is the one that we're playing right now, is the 4-player version. The only thing with the 4-player version is the player 1 will always be Leonardo, player 2 will always be Michelangelo, and you can choose. If you have control number 1, you will be Leonardo. You have control number 2, you will be Mike. On the 2-player one, you can actually choose who you want to be. So it leads us to the question. Because I have Leonardo because I'm player 1. Roman has Mike because he's player 2. But normally we wouldn't choose these characters. So, Moment, which one is your favorite turtle?
Raphael.
Raphael, that is my favorite turtle. So before I tell you why he is my favorite turtle, I want you to tell me why he is your favorite turtle.
Because like he's like always like standing up for himself and like he's strong. I can tell you that by one of the movies, the one CGI cartoon one, where like they're on the roof, I think, and he takes Leonardo's sword and he literally breaks the steel metal in half.
I know which one you're talking about, and dude, that movie does not get enough credit. People always talk bad about that movie.
That movie was cool.
I think it was, I think that movie, the CGI one, is better than the newer ones, the Michael Bay ones. And that scene that you're talking about is really cool. So basically, and by the way, Raph is also my favorite turtle. Okay, let me go. But real quick, this level in the NES, it had the mosquito guy, the fly-looking guy.
Yeah.
It didn't have the Rocksteady guy. And after this level, you were taken to the, I believe the level where you're like in the snow, that was an exclusive for the NES. But anyways, the movie you're talking about. So Leonardo goes away. He leaves to South America. So you can understand what's going on in this battle the Moment is talking about. So Leonardo feels that he's not a worthy leader to the turtles. So he leaves to South America because he wants to train and wants to come to become himself or whatever. So he leaves to South America. They are forbidden to fight by Master Splinter until Leonardo returns. So the turtles were taking a break, but Crime was not taking a break. So basically what Raphael did was he became the Night Watcher, or I can't remember what was his name. But anyways, pretty much he was like a Batman. He was like working at night. He had like this metal steel armor. He was riding on his motorcycle, and he was fighting crime. So when Leonardo comes back, he's aware that there's the Night Watcher is over there, making laws, making justice with his own hands. So pretty much he wants to go talk to the Night Watch and tell him that they don't need him anymore. So he finds out that he's Raphael. So they start having this argument, and Leonardo pretty much tells them that, you're not strong enough, you are not a good leader, blah, 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 blah. So Raphael gets mad because Raphael is just gonna walk away, right? Oh man, I got the kiss. Again. Yes. But anyways, oh yeah, because look, we are pretty close. I got 114, you got 113. So where was I? Raphael. Oh yeah, so he's just gonna walk away, right? Because he's like, whatever, right? But he tells them that he's never gonna be strong enough and something like that. So he gets mad and they start fighting. And they're both worn out and everything. And I can't remember what he says that sets Raphael mad. And I mean, they just go sword to sword or sword to side. And they lock weapons. And then Raphael just, boom, he breaks his sword. And Leonardo gets like, what the crap is that? Because he literally just like, broke steel, you know what I'm saying? And then Leonardo gets captured. But, I remember going to the movie theaters to watch the movie. When was the first time that you like watched the Ninja Turtles? Any of them. When was the last time you were like, what is that? Like, oh, Ninja Turtles. To me, it was like the cartoons in 1987.
I think.
Because I remember taking you to that CGI movie. I went to see it, and I remember I took you and Bay to see it. Go ahead and grab it. I remember taking you and Bay to see it. But when was the last recollection that you're like watching the Ninja Turtles? That you have?
It was the cartoon when I was really little.
the cartoon,
The TV show.
the TV show. It's probably like the DVDs that I had from the original, right? Right? The original? Or the Nickelodeon ones?
The original.
The original? Yeah, dude, so I remember whenever like they show the commercial and they show the turtles and I just fell in love with the turtle, man. And when Dad took me and my brothers to see the actual movie, I remember when I walked out of there, man, I wanted to fight justice. You know what I'm saying? Like I walked out of there thinking I was a Ninja Turtle, dude. But dude, I had to be like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it came out probably like about '89 as well, so I had to be like 8 years old, man. And I remember we went to the park after the movie, I guess to walk around, and I remember I just grabbed branches and I make the size from Raphael, and I was playing that I was Raphael. I always wanted one of those size just to have as a display, not because of the weapon, but because of Raphael. You know, those are the weapons of Raphael because I like Raphael as well. But the movie is so cool. And you know, once we beat the game, because they don't show in the very beginning, but they show the stats, and that's my biggest complaint. And I guess we can make a poll out of this one. What one Ninja Turtles movie is the best? The original ones, the one with the suits, or the new ones with the CGI, like the ones that directed by Michael Bay with Megan Fox as April O'Neil and stuff. But anyways. Dude, I mean, they were trying to make the turtles look like the cartoon, and I mean, they nailed it. And this is my biggest complaint. I lose my train of thought, but I remember it. The Ninja Turtles, once we beat it, you'll see what I'm talking about, because it shows the stats of each character. It shows like what weapons they have and everything. The turtles are only like 5'3", 5'4". The Ninja Turtles are actually a little taller than you. They're not tall at all. Oh man, you're falling behind. The Ninja Turtles are not tall at all. They're like tiny little guys. In fact, the people that play them on the movie, you know, if you watch the original, clearly, they're just some short guys. You know, short, like I said, they're like a little bit taller than you. They were skilled, obviously, because they're ninjas. But you know, like the Foot Clan will show up, and I mean they start fighting because it was an even match. Yes, they're turtles, but they're like tiny little guys. You know what I'm saying? Like they're short. The ones with Michael Bay, I mean those turtles are like 7 foot whatever. I mean those guys are super tall. I don't care if you have a 1,000-foot clan. I mean one of those turtles look like he's gonna break your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those guys punching you in the face, I mean you're dead. I mean those turtles are like super intimidating. They're super tall. I mean they're a mess. I mean if you ask me, they're a freaking mess. To where like in the originals, like you know they'll have like April O'Neil standing next to them, and you know April is taller than all the turtles because the turtles are supposed to be short. So I just think that on the new ones, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see, you know, like I said, which one y'all thought it was better. Let me see, 19-minute mark, so I can put it. So yeah, man, which one you like better, man? I mean, cause you've seen them, right?
I like the original better.
The original better? Dude, they had to. Oh man.
They did a good job of making it look like a cartoon.
You know, when they make the original movie, a lot of people passed on it. They thought that it was a bad idea. Ninja Turtles, suits, like what is that? Like, really, man? Did you just grab both of them? A lot of people passed on the project of the Ninja Turtles. They thought that it was gonna flop, and So he almost got canceled until like New Line Cinema, I think, is the one that pretty much saved him. New Line Cinema was like, fine, you know, here's like, I think they only had like a 2 million budget. It wasn't a lot. And Jim Henson also kind of didn't want to do it because he thought it was gonna flop. But I mean, these guys, they were like really had faith on this thing. And once the first movie came out, or the movie came out, like all the companies that passed on it, they were like, all right, so when are we making the second one? But I think like New Line Cinema did all the rest of them.
I like the original one because that one looks more like kid friendly, but the new one, they just look scared. Like,
you know, I remember the first image that whenever they were making the Ninja Turtles, or I heard they were making the Ninja Turtles, they have those guys in suits because kind of like the body motion capture thing, where they have like those little dots, and they had them with the fake shells and everything. And I was like, oh, dude, that's cool. They're gonna make him CGI. So I thought it was gonna be really cool because I thought they were gonna make him look like the Turtles.
right.
And the first image that came out, whenever I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, like, what is this trash? Oh man, I cannot talk enough trash to this, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I know. Okay? So whenever like they were on the talks of making the new Michael Bay movies, the Ninja Turtles, the script leaked on the internet, right? And a lot of people start getting furious because the script did not make any sense. The title of the film was what was it? Ninja Turtles, I think that was just it. It was just Ninja Turtles or something like that. So the plot of it was like they weren't teenagers and they weren't mutants. Those guys, like, it was something like Transformers, which they came from outer space. It was something like that. So the turtles came from outer space, and that alone, that people start getting to have people flipped out. Michael Bay said, like, guys, trust us. You know, we know what we're doing. Y'all flip out about Transformers too, and it was fine. So just leave us alone. But people kept going and going and going that, you know, whoa, what do you mean they're aliens and stuff like that. So finally there was this movie that came out that Michael Bay directed, Pain and Gain, I believe that's the name of it. And I mean, because he got a lot of pressure. People were like, I mean, by this time there's been interviews. There you go, man, I got two like you did. They've been interviews, everybody's asking him, people are telling him to change it, he's not changing it, he's saying just trust me, we know what we're doing, blah 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 blah. So the writer of the Ninja Turtles said, like, you know what, I just want to let the fans know that I don't have nothing to do with that movie, that, you know, I'm totally against it. And he started talking crap as well, and I just want to wash my hands. I don't have to explain anything to the fans, to the disappointing fans. And I mean, that didn't help. So on that Pain and Gain movie came out, they had an interview with Michael Bay, the director, and nobody cared about that movie. They start asking him about the Ninja Turtles, like, hey dude, so what's up with the Ninja Turtles? And I remember in that interview, he was like, fine, you know, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whatever, they're mutant, they're ninjas, whatever, just leave me alone or whatever. And then it turns out into the mess that we have right now, which I guess they look more like turtles, like their faces, you know, like the animal, an actual turtle, because the original movie was trying to make it look like the cartoon, which there was nothing wrong with that, you know.
Everybody liked it.
Everybody liked it. If ain't broke, don't fix it. So he just came out with this thing. They look like thugs. Man, what? I don't know. I seen the first one, and I don't think I've seen the second one. Have you?
Yeah, we also.
Oh, really? See, that tells you how much I remember that movie. The shells don't look right. They're kind of like an egg upside down. They're like, whoop. I don't know if you remember it. I don't know.
If you guys like it, then you like it.
Yeah, if you like it, that's fine. I mean, that's why they have horse races, right? Everybody picks a different horse, so there's nothing wrong. I don't like it. I like the original better.
And you guys pick whatever you like. We pick whatever we like.
You know, there's some stuff that I'm just happy that they released it. Like they have released some Platinum Games release a game for Ninja Turtles. I haven't played it. I don't have it, but yes. So that was released by Platinum Games. He came out with that. He got a bunch of hate on it. It looks good. I mean, I will play it. I don't have it, but I will play it. I'm just happy that they're releasing games. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that they're out there, but you're never gonna please anybody. Never. There's a lot of people to make. You know, they'll have a movie for everybody. You know, you're never gonna please anybody. So yeah, if you like the new ones, I mean that's totally cool.
We're not saying anything wrong.
No, I'm just saying I don't like it because I know what the originals are like, and I know that they're stepping away from the source material. So you know, don't even get me started because then we're gonna talk about X-Men here, man. So yeah, I mean, I like the originals. I thought it was pretty cool. I think the best part that I liked in the first movie was when Raphael is over there like chilling. He was like just taking a break. He's mad at everybody, and they're like, yeah, he's over there. And the Foot Clan shows up and starts kicking his butt, and then Casey Jones shows up to help him. And then they're like, hey, where's Raphael at? He's alright. And then they toss him through the wall and he falls down. I don't know if you remember that part. Alright, he's over here. So basically here you want to hit the guy that does have the helmet. Here's the original, the other ones are copies. Yeah, so one of these is the original. And towards the end of the battle, so there you go. The guy that shoot the X-rays, this is the original. Towards the end of the battle, he will drop his helmet, and then that's how you know you're about to kill him. So.
I got it. For some reason, all the rest of the battles are just...
Yeah, well, this is the very last guy, so it has to be difficult. You can see how the Simpsons took a little bit of inspiration on this game. I don't know if you remember on the last battle, before you kill Mr. Burns, you have to kill Smithers, and then after you kill Smithers, you fight Mr. Burns. There you go. So we're about to kill him. Now we have to fight Krang, and after we fight Krang, we fight Shredder. And the fact that he turns into so many different people is just a mimic of when Mr. Burns' outfit kept turning into something else. Oh man, you won this time. Last time we played it. So there is the epilogue. You get to read it. You don't actually see it. Break the foot. Mangle the Mousers and pull the Technodrome. That's total power.
But what about the Shredder and Krang? Burn the toast, pay price to milkshake, or escape to Dimension X? Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds or shells.
Sounds good to me, man. Yeah, so that's them, man. So what do you think, man?
I think This is very fun. Like, if you want to play this with your friends and be like, okay, who's going to beat it and be number one with all the scores? Everybody got your quarters ready? Yep. And just start putting them in and start playing.
And this will be really cool. Like I said, you have to keep in mind that the more players that you have on screen, the more enemies you'll have, and the tougher the enemies, the boss battles will be. So if you're playing by yourself, you have 2 enemies walking around the street, and I'm just making an example. If you have 2 players, you'll have 4. You have 3 players, there's 6, and if you have 4 players, then you have 8. And if only 2 of them are good, then those 2 guys are gonna have to kick everybody's butt because the other guys are like running around in circles. And I remember whenever we played it and we were testing it to see if it was gonna work, we have 4 players and it was a tough cookie, man. Game over? What? We beat it. What do you mean game over? Alright, so let's see. No. Big. Oh no. You can go back. Buh. I was gonna put big boss rocks, but didn't work. Bro. There it is. Where am I? Oh, 5th. Not bad.
I was in 3rd place.
Well, that was it. That was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade. I love it. Has to be. This is the best cartoon-based video game. Don't you think?
The Simpsons is good, but this one's better.
This one is definitely better. When I heard that we were gonna have to do it again, I wasn't even tripping because I really liked it. And this is what I wanted to show you. The age, he's 16, he's 5'1", so he's actually like your height, dude.
5 foot.
Yeah, he's 5 foot, and the ones in Michael Bay, they are like 7 foot, if not 8. I mean, well, 6'5", if probably 7, close to 7, pushing it to 7. They're big dudes, and that's, like I said, that's just big difference from the original. So that's why I don't like it. But anyways, if you look in the top left, you see your logo. If you click on that, then you will subscribe, and we'll be putting more awesome games.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure to subscribe. And tell us which one is your favorite, original or new?
Original or new? We actually prefer the original. Which one is your?
See, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, 5 foot. Fair enough.
Yeah, well, see you guys on the next game. Bye.